As you all know, for the past several years, on all the major summer holidays, that's Memorial Day, Independence Day, and Labor Day, we increase our staffing at the historic Port of Falmouth, and we also have boats in the water on the Aquia Creek and out to the Potomac. This weekend was no different. So at the historic Port of Falmouth this weekend, we had 4 Swiftwater Rescue certified personnel in all of their equipment. They were there from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. roughly every day, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And their main duties were to patrol the historic Port of Falmouth, the beach area, and in the water. They effected several rescues, which I'll get into in a second, and they engaged in the public, provided water safety related information, and they also supported our PRCF and Sheriff's Office partners. So this weekend, in the 3 days, they made 3 rescues. They assisted 10 swimmers in distress, and they had dozens of interactions with the public. And those experiences that we had this weekend, those are typical of every time we staff there on the holidays. So what we're going to do in the future is we're going to staff every weekend like we do on the holidays. So what that means is for the 11 weekends that will take us through September 12th, we will have 4 Swiftwater certified personnel and their equipment down at the historic Port of Falmouth, and it'll be about the same hours from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And their main focus, again, will be to patrol the beach, the water and the beach, effect rescues, and interact with the public. I should mention that deployment is going to be dependent on available staffing. And when I say that, I mean our number one priority is staffing fire suppression apparatus and EMS transport units. Once that's done, if there's anyone available to take that overtime assignment to the beach, then they'll be put on the schedule. And we sent the preliminary schedule out, and we have all but 2 weekends covered so far. So, and in addition to that, we're working with other county agencies and the Friends of the Rappahannock on different messaging and signage so we can help get the word out to the folks down at the beach.
So our report from this weekend, we too were working alongside with Parks and Rec, the fire department, and the community to try and keep the Falmouth Beach safe. The 4th of July, we were out there, and we've made a dedication as well to put our ATV team and our bike team out at the Falmouth Beach and at Aquia Landing because of the parking and population problems. So this weekend we had quite a few vehicles, and I'll give you just a short story. At Falmouth Beach, we moved probably 40 vehicles from Carter Street, Gordon Street, and others that were improperly parked in that region. So what we found is the problem has expanded to anywhere from Forbes Street to the river, over to Ingleside, and then down to Pratt Park. So our ATV team, the deputies that were down there, did a lot of work. We ticketed 5, we towed 1. We did make some announcements on the PA. Once we closed the park at Falmouth Waterfront, everyone seemed to move over to Ingleside Drive. And we started getting complaints from the residents there because there were some trespassing issues, and that's where a lot of the towing and ticketing happened. Just a note, I did make a couple of announcements on the PA to say, hey, we're going to start towing vehicles because some of the pictures that we have here, there were probably 40 vehicles that were parked either next to or along the no parking signs that were down on Ingleside. So the one gentleman's car who was towed, he came to me and said, I thought you were kidding. And then when he saw his car go by on the tow truck, he said, I realized at that time you were serious. So the problem is something that we are addressing. And as the chief said, manpower permitting, we are committing our assets to both parks from Memorial Day to Labor Day to try and keep these issues down. We've been working with the staff at Amy's Cafe and some of the business down there to make sure that parking is appropriate and people are doing what's right for the neighborhood and our citizens here. We do know that the majority of the people we dealt with were not from Stafford. There was a lot of people from Maryland, Northern Virginia, some Spotsylvania, but they all managed to converge here to Stafford County. It was an overwhelming event, but we did do, the folks down there did a great job of communicating. There wasn't really any law enforcement issues down there. We did deal with one complaint with a person who may or may not have a break with reality at that point, but it was overall a peaceful day and a great time. Your early closing was an issue that caused traffic problems both ways on River Road, but we were able to work through that. But we are committing the effort to continue to be down there. We're working with Parks and Rec. We're working for other places to park because we did provide the county administrator with some drone photos of the magnitude of the parking in that area, and it is quite overwhelming for that particular area of Stafford County. So with the new information, the photos, and everything else, we're trying to find new and creative places to put people, signage, mapping, and just ways to get people off the roadways so they can get down to the beach, have a great time in Stafford, and then go home.